Hey guys, so my name's Mikey, I'm from Manchester in England and I usually make kind of special effectsy vlogs over on my channel Mykemyday, but today I'm taking a break from that to do a video about self-esteem for WeStopHate. Now I want to talk to you about 3 things today which I have found have really helped me and my self-esteem over the past few years, but I don't want you to think that these are necessarily instructions or even pieces of advice, because I found that self-esteem is something you kind of have to experience yourself and build upon yourself, so I don't want you to think that these instructions will improve your self-esteem or anything like that. It's just things which I've personally found quite helpful. So firstly, something which has really benefited me has been finding something that I like and then doing it enough until I become good at it. Doing this gives you a really nice sense of accomplishment while also giving you the opportunity to do something which you like, which I think is a really good combination. The better that you get at something, the more personal satisfaction you feel when you do that thing well. So this is something which I've kind of been unconsciously implementing for years. So when I was younger I was in a steel band, for example, a Caribbean steel band. And the more we'd play, the more I enjoy it and the better we got, and so the more concerts we got asked to do, and it fed into itself to make me feel really happy. In more recent years I've taken to doing video editing, but the same principle applies. I really like making films, and so the more films that I make, the more I enjoy them and the better my technique becomes, and so I feel prouder of myself, and yeah, it's a good cycle. The second thing that's really helped me is realising that self-esteem is fluid. I mean this both in a monthly and yearly way, but also on a daily rate. You can go from feeling fantastic about yourself to feeling really crap in the space of even a few hours, and so by realising that self-esteem is something fluid and it's not something that once you reach it you are at it forever, you will feel less panicky when things start to go wrong. So I would say that I was at my most self-confident and most self-assured probably this time last year, but by acknowledging that this is something which fluctuates and changes, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried that I'm not feeling as good as I was then, because I realise that this is something which builds and falls and kind of comes and goes. And by taking that on board, it means that I don't panic when I go through bad patches. When you do start feeling crap about yourself, it's easy to kind of feel like you've lost it and any progress you've made with self-esteem had been eradicated, but if you appreciate that things come and go, then that makes it a lot easier, I've found. Which kind of nicely leads into my final point, which is finding something which grounds you when you do start feeling like crap. Acknowledging that self-esteem can fluctuate means that by definition you are going to have to accept that sometimes you're just going to feel crap. So I think it's important that in anticipation of that you have something which can kind of rein everything in when it feels like everything is escaping from you. For me personally, I like to go on the Scale of the Universe tool, which I will link in the description below because I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's basically a website which lets you go from the smallest measurable amount of anything to the largest scale of our universe, and it makes me feel really comforted to kind of put me in the place of that system. I usually start from the very bottom and then slowly reach out, going past humans obviously, then to a planetary and galactic scale, and it just calms me down. It quite literally puts things into perspective for me, and I just find that really soothing. I appreciate though that some people don't like thinking about the scale of the universe and it freaks them out, and I might be weird for feeling really comforted by that, but you can ground yourself in other ways as well. You can look into the work of a charity which deals with an affliction you don't have, or alternatively a poverty-stricken nation. You're essentially looking for something which can distract you from the negativity that you're feeling. And those are my 3 points. I hope you found this at the least a little bit useful, or at least interesting. Also, I'm really sorry about the quality of the light on this video because the sun just suddenly decided to just beam into my face halfway through, so I may well have lost my facial features. I will find out when I edit this. If you want to see more of my videos, feel free to head over to my channel, Mykemyday, but if not, don't worry about it, and I sincerely hope that everything's going well for you, and I hope you're alright. Thank you so much to Deirdre for asking me to be on and for sending me the band. I really appreciate it, and yeah, bye guys.